SkidBike is a training platform for both new as well as experienced motorcyclists. The device is a combination of outriggers on either side of the motorcycle and a carriage system attached to the front and rear wheels. The carriages allow for independent adjustment of friction levels, simulating a loss of traction, while the outriggers keep riders from crashing. The configuration allows new riders to develop their skills and understanding of motorcycle operation without fear of falling. And when fear is removed from the equation, learning is better able to take place. Experienced riders with developed skill sets can, for example, use SkidBike to explore the limits of threshold braking, knowing that if they exceed available grip, they're safe from damaging the motorcycle or themselves. When SkidBike is attached to a motorcycle with technologies such as ABS, cornering ABS, or traction control, riders are encouraged to simulate emergency braking or spinning the rear wheel with these technologies turned on and then switched off. In this circumstance, SkidBike provides the most effective understanding of how these technologies function and can save a motorcyclist in a real-world scenario.
We could use it for braking practice. We could use it to get new riders on that are fearful of even learning how to use a clutch. We could do that. So from new riders to experienced riders to expert riders.
I ride on the Isle of Man at the Manx GP. This type of training and this training device is phenomenal because you can actually build muscle memory time after time after time and go through the situation, which would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars in plastic and levers and guards, never mind the ER hospital visits.
So you tested this around the Isle of Man?
No.
To expert riders, to doing discovery programs like with MSC and ABS. You know, you can feel the ABS and the MSC and the traction control on a SkidBike going at 20 miles an hour. So we have a multifaceted approach with what we can do with it.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that last little part, but I came around the corner, I jammed on the rear brake, it locked up, the thing just hooked sideways, and when I released it, it gained traction, bam, basically a high side. But because of the outriggers on this, you know, it saved my bacon. I didn't go falling on the other side, which is really fantastic because I think even that, like the experience of possibly crashing, is something that's a well-learned lesson. And it teaches you basically what not to do and what you really don't want to be doing, because the real-world scenario is it hurts really bad and you crash your bike.
You know, when you can learn what could put you face first into the ground and go, wow, that really happened fast. What happened? What did I do? And then you can dissect those things. You can do it very quickly because you're validating everything physically. We can train critical riding behavior and skill sets in a shorter period of time without the danger involved with having to learn those skill sets. We can get rid of the fear so we can spend more energy on critical thinking and the task at hand. You know, fear blocks a lot of learning. What we do with the skid car is exactly the same thing as we do with the skid bike, is that we have a dolly that attaches to the suspension of the vehicle, and then we raise the car off the ground to decrease the grip, so we decrease the coefficient of friction the vehicle has with the ground. What we do today with it is we're doing the same thing that we're doing with a skid bike, is we're driving a police spec Charger in a very, very cold rain at probably 80 to 90 miles an hour, which we know happens. Now this has got 370 horsepower. Everything is off.
Okay, the stability control stuff is good for keeping you safe, but it ain't as much fun.
Yeah.
No.
All right, you got your inner Dukes of Hazzard going.
What I really fear is that, you know, when you get into digital natives, when you get into the younger millennial generation that has learned digitally and they've played games on their computers and they use their phones and they don't get their driver's license until later in life, and they just don't have the experience in analog outcomes that they should have to get on a motorcycle.
One of the early adopters of this technology is Pennsylvania's Motorcycle Safety Program, which has purchased 3 skid bikes for its rider training program.
They wanted to buy skid bikes because they they were going to buy simulators, and then they saw that for outreach, to get more people involved and more people interested in coming to their classes. And then they saw the SkidBike, and everybody was pretty excited about it, and it's fun, but also it's safe. So they started with the SkidBikes basically for outreach, and now all the instructors want to use them. They can't wait to use them. Now are thinking, wow, this could be something new, because they're all kind of losing students. The motorcycle industry as a whole is, losing riders, and we need to get more people involved in it. And I think partly because they're fearful, they don't want to have anything to do with a motorcycle. So when we can show them how to ride correctly and do it in a safe way, so right at the beginning of their career, they're not scared to death of the thing, I think that's a way to go. I think it's a way to get more people into this sport.
So hopefully after Pennsylvania, like you said, the other states will start falling like dominoes, and we'll see this thing spread around the.
I'm really hoping so. All the big organizations that are providing rider training are watching this very closely.